where the thoughts appear in, where the thoughts come in, within who the thoughts are. Isn't it within you? And now you check, what is this you? Does it have a boundary, or it's like a space, open? Yes. So now you watch the thoughts that want to come in and really check, explore if the thought, although it's inside you, touches you really.
No, that's what I mean by there's no one to open the door. It's not, it just is not, nothing's happening. It's just there.
Yes, so...
It's not going, it's not coming, it's just there.
So is it... Check what's there, or did it already disappear?
Disappeared.
Then what is there or here is you.
You don't even know what that means.
That's right.
It really isn't a thought. It's sort of like the only thing you could describe it is sort of like a noise. If I can allow myself to be heard, I will manifest, but nothing's manifesting.
It's like a Tuesday.
So it's almost like we can say we can see the thoughts internally, or we can hear the thoughts or listen to the thought. So when I listen to the thought, I am the listener, not the thought itself.
Definitely.
So then I put even more attention to not listening to the thought, is just remain the listener.
Yes.
I'm not even, I would put it, I'm just aware of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it in listening. I think of the auditory system when I think of listening. It's silent.
Yeah. This is you. You are this silence. So some says silence of the heart.
So it's silence of the heart. Is it the heart?
Not a physical heart. The heart of everything. Yeah. This is where heart and can be objectified, so it can be a trick for the mind.
So why would they use the heart as a symbol?
Sometimes, not really, not often. Just as a pointer, so it's like the heart of everything. It's like, yet it's
the center of the body.
Yeah, silence of the heart. So. Did you have the chance to take a look at what we stopped last time, yesterday?
I'm tired of reading.
You don't have to.
I read it so many times.
Wait, the paragraph?
The paragraph. It's so self-explanatory that you know that almost once is enough.
If you see, once is enough.
Yeah, once was easy. Twice was boring. 3 times is why am I doing it? So I read it the 4th time too, and many more.
Yeah, not listening to the mind reacting.
Yeah.
That way directing it back. So when there is an insight, then this voice in the head stops. There's aha.
Well, you know, it reminds me of another description of that paragraph is the coloring. The colorings of life, you know, in a sense, instead of superimposition, or as you put it, in the veilings. It's the veiling, you know, it's so it hides itself from view, from sight.
Yeah. So would you like to that we open it 1 second? Maybe we take a look at the sentence.
Okay.
So all of us can see for the first time. Just as silver superimposed on nacre presents the nacre as silver. So if we look at it, something is imposed, superimposed, put over on this nacre, and then it presents the nacre as the silver, means it hides the nacre and presents it to be something different than what it is. This is basically what superimposition. Something is put over, covers it, present what under to be what's on top of it. So
Ron is an iPhone.
exactly. So it goes like this. So also the I mode is the I thought, yes?
No, it's an iPhone.
The I thought on the basic witness means the basic witness, it's the most basic, which is prior to that I thought that is put over it. The I thought on the basic witness present it as I. So the I thought present itself as I on that basic witness, as if the witness were not different from the I. So it creates that there is no differentiation between two. It creates the illusion that it's the same, but where the I itself. So the I thought on the basic witness presented as I, ego, as if the witness were not different from that I, but the I itself. And this is basically everything is the I doing. It's not the witness at all, it's all the I doing. That's point for us to realize that the changeless awareness does not create anything. Only thing that is created is an illusion, is the I itself. Because the notion is, how is it possible that something is created from that which is the source, and the source is not in charge of it? it just comes out of it and creates this whole illusion. It puts itself, superimpose itself on that source, and then present itself like, here I am, I exist, and then it's pointed, I exist, and it's not different than the source itself, and in fact I am the source.
Okay, it sounds like a virus.
Sounds like
a virus.
Virus.
That's what a virus does. And it becomes a tumor, and the body does not recognize that it's a tumor, and it just keeps growing.
Same here, because it's again the manifestation is just a reflection of the subtle.
Mm-hmm. So therefore, when one recognizes it, it disappears.
Yes, if you can recognize the I, because it is an illusion, the thought I, when you recognize it, the moment you see it, it appeared. So when you look at it, the only what it can do is disappear now, right? Because anything that appeared has to disappear. And it can stay as long as your breath, maximum. If you watch the thought and you try to hold on a thought continuously now, even if you think I, silently, I, you'll see you'll be able to hold it with the breath as much, and that's it.
Why is that?
Because the breath and the thoughts go hand in hand together.
All the time, huh?
Oh, no.
You check.
Therefore, to get rid of a tumor, a cancerous tumor, that's all you have to do is allow the recognition to happen, and the body will do the rest, and the mind.
This I do not know. Maybe there is a ways that people talk about instantaneous healing.
No, maybe. This is exactly how it happens. That's why people talk about spontaneous healing.
So explain again what you saw.
I actually saw the virus, what it does. The virus is nothing but the cell of itself that then develops separate from the cell that it came from, but it still carries the memory of that cell. Therefore, the body cannot recognize it as a foreign substance, and therefore it's capable because it's capable. It already has an identity, and then since it has an identity, it has a mind of its own, and its mind is to grow and multiply, and that's what it does. And that's the life history of the virus. And then it multiplies and multiplies, and then it's capable of producing other cells from itself, which floats around the rest of the body. So it's very similar, if not exactly, and I would say exactly because this is a confused all the medical profession. How is such a thing as spontaneous healing? And it's somebody that's recognized, has done the work of becoming clear by throwing everything out causes them any negativity or harm in their life from the past to the present. And when they do, their clarity becomes present, and when clarity becomes present, the tumor disappears. So it happens in the physical world as it happens in the invisible world.
Yeah.
Same thing.
The way you describe it with the cell, it derived basically, the virus derived the memory of the original cell, and now it starts to multiply. So Maya, she derived the power of the source from who I am, and now she starts to create an illusion. And she appears as the first thought I, identical as who I am, yet she is an individual entity, and now she starts to produce many like herself. So it sounds
exactly what happened.
Sounds like a virus.
You just described cancer. Exactly like it happens. And that's why nobody can find the cure of cancer. Actually, they can find chemicals to kill the tumor. And that's all they're doing but they can't find the cure. And the cure is just as you described it. It's the recognition. And if it can only last the breath, one breath, that's called spontaneous healing.
You still recognize, both of you, the immediate presence that is silently aware? Isn't it wonderful to have this sense-felt experience of yourself?
We could call it bliss, and we'll be close. Because there's a plus to it all, because there's incredible clarity.
Yes. So one can say there's illumination. It illuminates itself and everything else. Every thought that appears is being illuminated by yourself.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's happening is that I'm feeling a tremendous expansion.
Yes.
At the same time, in this expansion, I'm capable of thinking. Yet, nothing has changed.
Right. The expansion is just who you are never expands. It's just that there's less layers that covers it, so it reveals itself more and more infinitely. And thoughts do not affect who you are, so it doesn't touch you really.
Even the thinking. Huh?
Yeah, thoughts cannot touch you, can never affect you.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know it from experience, when the thoughts are reacting, you can come with the statement, the thoughts affect me. Is it true? I am as awareness can be affected by thoughts. Is it true? Instantaneously, this discards it. Although a moment prior to that you might think you've been affected, and that was only from the point of view of the mind, not from the point of view of who you are. And because you have a glimpse of that, the more you know yourself as awareness, you just recognize and experience that thoughts do not touch you.
I'm asking a personal question.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, please.
Is in order for you to help guide a person, you have to put this state of awareness in the background. Sort of, do you have to project yourself out of this state, out of this bliss, in order to make information available to somebody?
No, it has nothing to do with that. Because
Explain.
it has nothing to do with that. It's just that then I have the notion that I go in and out, and what can come in and out is only the thoughts, and I never come and go. I never move. I never come in or go out of myself. I always remain myself as the self.
And it appears from one's reading that once you have attained this freedom and you're in the world, you seek moments in private.
What? You see? I didn't hear. You see?
You look for, or you go to a place to sit by yourself. Like you need to separate from the world for a moment.
So, isn't it... Okay, so explore the experience right now. Who are you sitting with right now? Check, look inside. Who are you sitting with?
Myself.
This is to sit with yourself as the self.
But here it goes. Here's what's going to happen.
You
Use
project.
the right word. I'm projecting. I'm projecting for the sake of a conversation.
Yes.
And I'm projecting for the sake and for the necessity
Okay.
to make connection in order to either educate. I have no better word than that. Educate.
Okay.
Now, if I go back, I leave that projection. Now, I'm back with myself.
Yeah.
This is what I'm experiencing.
Yeah, because still there is a notion of two. That there is an I that I am the one who's projecting, and that there is an I that is absolutely silent and aware. The more this notion that I am projecting dissolve is not found, then what remains is only I that is absolutely aware. That notion that I am projecting is the notion that I still am an individual entity, and there is an experience of who I am, which is awareness. It's a dance that happens, yet one is not real, it gradually dissolves into that which alone exists. This is where, when we gonna end the call, just explore for the rest of the day if you can just recognize the space of awareness between the thoughts and just hold the attention. Don't try to hold it all the time. Just when you hold the attention, and then when the mind or the thought grabs the attention, inquire where the thought arises from. Am I a thought or that which is aware of the thought? Who am I without this thought after you've seen the thought? Just keep inquiring, and that makes also the mind one-pointed, and it also brings it back to you. And that's in a way the dance. You have recognition during the day of who you are, glimpses. The more the awareness recognizes itself, then the attention is more on itself. And if there is forgetting this attention on awareness, putting attention on itself, then inquire, who is that one who forgot? Where does this thought appear? Am I a thought or that which is silently aware?
Can I not see from that point of view, from that point of awareness? Can I not see the workings of the mind, the workings of the whole apparatus? Can I not see that?
You can. That's the only true seeing that happens, is to see the subtleties the more you are resting as yourself. It's just that there would be the noticing how the attention out of habit goes out, and then there's a notion that you've lost yourself, which is just an idea due to false identification. And then seeing that and even questioning or discarding that because it completes itself and disappears, you remain. So this is something one has to explore through experience within themselves. Theoretical is not going to help anyone. So it's through the experience, through the exploration, through the insight within, through the knowing of yourself. And the more awareness holds its attention on itself, the more there is knowing of yourself as the self. This is being called establishing, or is being established as yourself, or abiding in the self, or being rooted in the self. They just use different pointers. And what does it really mean? And you can experience it even through our conversation today. Although we are conversing instead of just being silent, in silence, it allows awareness to hold its attention on itself more and more and more.
This was the question that I put forth for the necessity for a moment to go into the alley and sit down and go into silence for a moment and then come out of the alley.
So I say, maybe you stand, when you stand and the body is peeing, and you're looking at the empty space, and simultaneously you experience that which never moves, never pee, having no thought, yet the body in the same moment is peeing. So I took it to the moment of even action of the body, when you can actually simultaneously experience who you are. Explore that.
I did that, but I peed on myself.
That's a different story. You gotta aim before. You understand the pointing, yes? It's, you don't have to go and sit in order to have the recognition of who you are. Sometimes when you sit, the mind is actually, it has an agenda now, instead of spontaneously kind of explore, watch. So the stopping is more of a mental stop rather than physical stop. You can stop physically momentarily. It's where the attention is in that moment.